right, you are welcome again. How are you doing and how is everything? Hope you are good, right? Okay, let's take this question. A polynomial p of x is equal to as cubed plus bs squared minus x plus 3 has factor x plus 1, and when divided by x minus 4 leaves a remainder 15. Find a and b and factorize p of x completely. Okay, yeah, we are treating remainder theorem under polynomials. Remainder theorem. Okay, now let's see this question. Please, before we continue, please, if you have not subscribed, please do. Okay, subscribe. Just click the button, subscription button. Okay, and also don't forget to turn on the notification by clicking on the bell icon, okay, so that you'll be notified whenever we upload a video. Okay, all right, thank you for doing that. Let's go. We have a question. A polynomial p of x is equal to ax cubed plus bs squared minus x plus 3. It has a factor x plus 1, and when it is divided by x minus 4, it leaves a remainder 15. Then we are asked to find a and b, and then factorize our p of x after obtaining our value for a and b. Okay, this is what we are asked to solve. Please, before we continue, let's just look at the question properly and then understand what the question is all about. Okay, understanding a question is half solved. Okay, that question is half solved when you are able to understand the question. All right, let's go. We said that this p of x, it has a factor x plus 1. That means that this function is divisible by x plus 1, and it will leave no remainder. Okay, that is, it is divisible by what? X plus 1. That is to say, when this our function is divided by x plus 1, we will have a quotient and then remainder 0. Now let's go. We are going to equate this our factor x plus 1 to 0. So we are going to have x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now make x the subject. X is equal to what? Minus 1. So, we are having p of x. And now here we have a factor, a value for what? For x, which says minus 1. So we are going to have p of minus 1. In place of x, we are going to replace it with what? Minus 1. So, but you remember that our remainder is what? 0. Now, look at what we are going to do. We are going to say p of minus 1 is equal to a. That is our function now. Anywhere we see x, we replace it with what? With our value for x. And then this our value for x is minus 1. All right. So we have a, open bracket, minus 1 raised to power 3 plus b, open bracket, minus 1 raised to power 2 minus, open bracket, minus 1 plus 3 is equal to our remainder is what? 0. Okay, now let's go. Minus 1 raised to power 3 is minus 1. Minus 1 times a will give you minus a. Plus minus 1 raised to power 2 will give you 1. 1 times b will give you b. A plus b. Plus 1, we have minus times minus 1 will give you plus 1. So we have plus 1 plus 3 is equal to 0. So minus a plus b, 1 plus 3 will give you what? 4 is equal to 0. So we are having minus a plus b is equal to, we take 4 to the other side, it will give you minus 4. So we have minus a plus b is equal to minus 4. Alright, from here, let's call this equation 1. Let's call this what? Equation 1. Now let's also go to our question. It says, when this our function p of x is divided by x minus 4, it leaves a remainder what? 15. Now here, let's equate our factor x minus 4 to what? To 0. Okay, so we're going to have x minus 4 is equal to 0. Make x the subject, x is equal to 4. So here we have p of x. Now we are having the value for x now, which is what? 4. Another value for x, which is what? 4. So in place of p of x, we are going to have p of 4. So, and in anywhere we see x, we're going to replace it with what? With the new value for x, which is 4. Now, look at how it's going to be. We're going to say p of 4 is equal to our remainder 15. So, in so doing, we're going to say p of 4 is equal to our function now. Wherever x appear, we're going to replace x with the new value, which is 4. So, we're going to have a, open bracket, 4 raised to power 3, plus b, open bracket, 4 raised to power 2, minus 4 plus 3 is equal to our remainder is 15. Okay? Now, let's go. 4 raised to power 3 will give you 4 times 4, 16 times 4 will give you 64. In bracket, plus b, 4 raised to power 2 is 4 times 4, 16. We have minus 4 plus 3 is equal to our remainder 15. Now we have a times 64 will give you 64a, plus b times 16 will give you 16b, minus 4 plus 3 will give you minus 1 is equal to 15. Okay, so we have 64a plus 16b is equal to 15 plus 1. We take 1 to the other side to be 15 plus 1. So 15 plus 1 is equal to 16. So we are having 64a plus 16b is equal to 16. Alright? So let's call this equation 2. 64a plus 16b is equal to 16. Equation 2. Alright, now let's go. We have our equation 1 minus a plus b is equal to minus 4. And our equation 2, 64a plus 16b is equal to 16. Alright, now we can do something to this our second equation. Please, let's reduce it to the lowest term. Okay, so now in reducing this, we're going to multiply everything. Sorry, we're going to divide everything by 16. Divide everything by 16. So we're going to have 64a divided by 16 plus 16b divided by 16 is equal to 16 divided by 16. So if you perform the operation, we're going to have 4a plus b is equal to 1. Alright, now that means that our second equation now is 4a plus b is equal to 1. Our the first equation we obtained minus a plus b is equal to 4. Alright, now let's put it like this. We are having two linear equations now. So because there are two, we call it simultaneous linear equation. So let's solve this simultaneously. So under simultaneous equation, we're going to use elimination method. So we're going to look at the terms, which one will be very easy for us to eliminate. So as you look closely, you discover that b will be very easy for us to eliminate. So ask yourself a question: what can we do, or what kind of operation can we perform so that b will be eliminated? So when you look closely, you discover that if you perform subtraction, that is a or equation 1 minus equation 2, b will be eliminated. Is that true? Yes. Equation 1 minus equation 2. So b will be eliminated. Now let's perform the operation. We're going to say minus a minus 4a is going to give us minus 5a. Is that true? Minus a minus 4a going to give us minus 5a. Now plus b minus b will give us what? 0. Now we have minus 4 minus 1 will give us minus 5. So we are having minus 5a is equal to minus 5. So we are looking for a, divide both sides by minus 5. So we have minus 5a all over minus 5 is equal to minus 5 all over minus 5. So a is equal to 1. Alright? Yes, we have found the value for a. Alright, from here you can pick any of our equation 1 or equation 2 and then solve for the value of b. Alright, let's pick equation 2. We have 4a plus b is equal to 1. Alright, now where a is equal to what? 1. So we're going to have 4 open bracket 1 close the bracket plus b is equal to 1. So we're going to say 4 times 1 is what? 4 plus b is equal to 1. Then we have b is equal to 1. We say 4 to the other side to be minus 4. So we're going to have b is equal to 1 minus 4. B is equal to minus 3. So we have our values. A is equal to 1 and b is equal to minus 3. Alright, now let's go. Let's fix our value for our main function. Okay, so we have found the value for a and b. Now let's replace it back. Okay, so we're going to have our function p of x is equal to ax cubed plus bx squared minus x plus 3. Alright, now we're going to have a, in place of a, we're going to write 1, x cubed plus In place of b, write minus 3, close the bracket, x squared minus x plus 3 is equal to 0. So we're going to have x cubed minus 3x squared minus x plus 3, okay, is equal to 0. This is our main function, p of x. So we have x cubed minus 3x squared minus x plus 3 is equal to 0. Alright, now let's take the question, the second question. The second question say factorize completely. Alright, now let's go. How can we factorize x cubed minus 3x squared minus x plus 3? Look at this 0. We have 4 terms there, right? Now let's group them 2 by 2. Let's just group them 2 by 2. So in doing so, we're going to have x cubed minus 3x squared in bracket minus x plus 3 in bracket. Okay? X cubed minus 3x in bracket minus x plus x in bracket. Okay? Is equal to 0. Now let's factor out. In x cubed minus 3x squared, what do they have in common? X cubed minus 3x squared, what do they have in common? When you look closely, you discover that x cubed is common. Now x squared is common. So let's factor out x squared. So when you factor out x squared in x cubed, you'll be left with what? X. Now factor out x squared in 3x squared, you'll be left with 3. So that when you say x squared times x, it will give you x cubed. X squared times minus 3 to give you minus 3x squared. Alright, now let's go. In minus x plus 3, what can we factor out? What do they have in common? We can see minus 1 is in common there, right? Now when you factor out minus 1 in minus x, you'll be left with what? Minus x, okay? So, sorry, you'll be left with x. And then when you factor out minus 1 in plus 3, you'll be left with minus 3. So that when you say minus 1 times x, it will give you minus x. When you say minus 1 times minus 3, it will give you plus 3. Alright? Now let's go. Now look at it very well. You discover that we are having the same value in our bracket, in our 2 brackets. Alright? Now we're going to pick one of the values and then pick the 2 values outside the bracket. Okay? In so doing, we're going to have the values outside the bracket, x squared minus 1. And then one of the values in the bracket, x minus 3. Okay? Is equal to 0. Now let's go. This x squared minus 1 is difference of 2 square. So we can rewrite this like this. We're going to say that x squared minus 1 is the same as x minus 1 in bracket, x plus 1 in bracket. Okay? Is that true? Yes. Now let's go. And then we have x minus 3 equal to 0. So therefore, we're going to have x minus 1 is equal to 0. X plus 1 is equal to 0. X minus 3 is equal to 0. Now let's go. We have x is equal to 1, or x is equal to minus 1, or x is equal to 3. Yes, this is what we are just asked to solve, and we have finally solved it. Alright, thank you very much. Please, if you have not subscribed, please do, and don't forget to turn on the notification. Okay, alright, just click on the bell icon. Alright, let's take another example.